Hello Beach High, my name is Blue O'Brien and I'm this week's anchor for Beach Film News. You see, last week we had a special guest speaker come, Nick Vujicic. He talked about bullying and how to prevent it, and he really touched us a lot. So let's go back to some clips.
Hi, hello there, Mr. Vujicic.
Nice to meet you. My name is Nick, so you can just call me Nick. It's all good. Thank you.
Well, I'm Parvati Santos, and I'll be interviewing you today for Miami Beach Beach Film News.
Okay, great.
So what do you think about our school? What are your first impressions?
Well, I just got here, so I'm not too sure exactly what to expect. But let me tell you what was blowing me away was the fact that everyone literally applauded as I came in. I'm like, wow, I've never been to a school where people are applauding as I actually get into the gymnasium. So I feel welcomed already, and I can see the excitement on campus.
But why exactly did you choose to come to Miami Beach Senior High?
I personally did not know any schools in Southern Florida, but our team of Stand Strong USA did go through a process of trying to figure out which schools and which cities we should go to, while we simulcasted 391 schools. That's 1 million students watching this week. And so this is our very last one, and the last one is always the best.
So we went around the school and we asked the students some questions that they might want to ask you.
Good.
So first off, what was high school like for you?
High school was a lot better than middle school and elementary for me, because those younger years I felt bullied and I felt alone, and I didn't really know the truth of my value and the truth of my purpose, and I used to really be worried more about what people think of me than me accepting me for me. And I think what's beautiful in high school is you really feel like you may be able to break through any depression or fear or anxiety with just a little bit of encouragement. And I hope to be that little bit of encouragement for everyone today, to understand that they're beautiful just the way that they are, and to give your broken pieces a chance. We all have broken pieces, but you don't know what beautiful things can come from your broken pieces until you give yourself a chance. Love yourself, take one day at a time, and dream big. I think people forget to dream big and just be settled with the status quo. But I want people to understand that life is awesome. Don't put your happiness in temporary things, but to really find your purpose and your greater purpose in life and passion, and really live life to the fullest. So I'm hoping that teenagers today in high school will realize, you know what, high school is a good season in my life. College is around the corner, but enjoy your high school season. And the bad things aren't always going to follow you. Those bullies at your high school aren't going to come with you to college. But bullying itself, it's not about the bullies. It's about how you handle people's opinions on your life. So I think this is a good boot camp before you go on to the next season of your life, to really figure out who you are as best as you can, taking one day at a time, and not be too discouraged.
Who was there for you in your life that encouraged you to dream big?
My mom and dad were the biggest encouragers for me to never give up. But there were some people in my life that also taught me to dream big, including actually the janitor of my high school. He was the one who helped me to understand that, you know, it's not about really a disability that I have. It's about really sharing my story with others. And he said, Nick, you're going to be a speaker. And I said, man, you're crazy. And I said, what do you think I'm going to share? He said, your story. I said, I don't have a story. And even when I felt like I didn't have a story to share, he encouraged me to go start sharing. And it's been unbelievable since I started speaking at age 17. I realized this was my mission at age 19. I graduated from college at 21 with a double degree. And I said, that's it. I'm going to go travel around the world and do the best I can to bring hope and help to all.
Well, is there anybody specific who you've touched their lives that has come out to you and has thanked you?
There was a little boy with no arms and legs, and his parents are so thankful that, of course, that we met. And that they met my parents as well, and we got to know each other and have a friendship. And I actually went to his school because he was getting bullied about having no limbs, and now he's loved and respected and accepted. And you know, to see people coming up later and giving me a hug and crying on my shoulder. Some people say, Nick, no one's ever told me that they love me. No one's ever told me that I'm beautiful the way that I am. And those couple sentences really change people's lives. And so a little bit of truth can take someone a long way. So it's beautiful to hear the stories and get the letters later on, and I'm hoping to hear of a beautiful ripple effect of impact after I'm long gone here.
Well, you are speaking to our entire school. Are you at all nervous?
These days I'm not really nervous at all. After the 500th speech, practice, you know, just it helps you to become better and better and better. And the anxiety and fear sort of goes away, and I don't need notes anymore, and I'm ready.
What do you like to do on your spare time?
On my spare time, I like to watch movies and swim and just be with my family.
Oh, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Braveheart.
Braveheart?
I think so.
That's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
You live in California.
I do live in Los Angeles.
So why did you move to California?
I moved to California because there was an opportunity out in this country more than Australia. Australia only has 20 million people there. And LA is a platform really to the world. And so to make a global impact, it was strategic to move to LA.
Yes. Is there a specific activity that you love to do now that took you a while to overcome and learn?
One activity is definitely surfing. It's been really, really cool to learn how to do that. I fell off the board about 15 times before I was successful the first time, but I love it. It's such a cool, cool adrenaline.
And California is a great place to surf.
California is a great. The water's cold. I actually can't surf. I'm that. You know, when you have warm weather like Florida, that's different. Or Hawaii. I like to surf in Hawaii.
In one word, how would you describe your life?
In one word, how would I describe my life? Blessed. Blessed. Is that good?
Yeah, it's
Good.
What an amazing guy. Thank you, Nick, for coming. Honestly, it means a lot. Now, let's give it up for the #1 teacher of the year. Now we have Mr. Dreesen, your #1 teacher of the year. How are you, Mr. Dreesen?
I'm doing very well, Blue. Good to see you.
Good to see you. What do you like about teaching?
I would say the best thing I like about teaching is the time that I get to spend with my students and the opportunity to hear what they have to think on a daily basis about current issues and stuff in literature. I really love it.
And what don't you like about teaching?
There are actually very few things that I don't like about teaching. Probably the #1 thing would be paperwork. We do have a lot of paperwork involved. And maybe the other thing too is sometimes trying to get funding for orchestra, getting new instruments, getting new music. It's not always easy to do, but we do accomplish it, but it's a bit of a challenge.
Tell us about yourself, who you are, where you're from.
I did my studies at Northwestern University as an undergrad, and I did my master's at Nova Southeastern right up here in Fort Lauderdale. And I've been married for 30 years. I have 2 wonderful children, and I've been teaching now. This is my 32nd year of teaching.
What did you do as a hobby when you were a child?
Well, as a kid, I did like music quite a bit, and that's part of the reason why I do orchestra, and just part of the reason why music is such a big part of my life even now.
Do you prefer teaching orchestra or English?
That's actually a good question. I don't know if I really have a preference for either one, but I can tell you that when I do have orchestra, it's a really nice break to the day, because I start music in the morning, and then I can go right to English class, and I'm somehow, my spirits are very buoyed by the music, and so I always go in happy to my English class.
Right. You sing for your students?
Yeah, I do. Once in a while. I don't sing every day, but once in a while I do sing for my students. I also make them sing if they're late to class, so it's sort of a mutual type of thing, but I will tell you, not too many of them are late for class. They don't like to sing. They don't.
How does it feel to be the #1 teacher of the year?
Well, it does feel good, but I do have to say, Blue, that we have a lot of strong faculty here. I'm a big believer in that. That's actually one of the reasons I came back to Beach High. So many people I respect, so many people that I see do such great work with the kids. So in my opinion, even though this is a great honor, I think we really do have a lot of teachers of the year out there, and I wish more could be recognized.
Tell us something weird about yourself.
Something weird about myself? Well, I'd probably say that the things I do outside of school for personal fulfillment, like the jazz vocal quintet that I sing in, called the Decotones, that's a lot of fun. And I also play in a cover band. I play bass in a cover band where we do classic hits of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So those are probably some weird things, I guess, that maybe most teachers don't do, but I know that I get a lot of fulfillment out of it.
And how was your high school experience?
My high school experience was fantastic. I went to Pinecrest Prep up in Fort Lauderdale. It was a great school. I had some fantastic teachers, and the things that I love the most about high school, I did speech and debate, and I was actually in the drama program like you, Blue. I loved it. Yeah.
I love that he's so inspiring. He teaches really well. I've learned so much. Really great at SAT and ACT. Tells great stories, and he's really funny.
I love Mr. Dreesen because he is awesome.
I love Mr. Dreesen because he seems to like actually care about the students a lot. Like some of the teachers do, but he's like, I don't know, he gives us information, all that stuff to help us, and it's really nice, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dreesen. Wow, what an amazing teacher. Up next, we have artists in residence. Let's check those clips out.
My name is Evelyn Andreoli, and I'm in 9th grade. My painting is a watercolor, and it's a flower, but it's also a butterfly, so it's abstract. It's going to be in a watercolor exhibit. My favorite medium is mostly sketching and drawing. For this watercolor, I spent a few hours on it.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week.